so this is just last month, number two. Just last month, where we covered events from about a month ago. In this case, March 27th. And we look at the relevancy and impact then, and the relevancy and impact that it has right now. So for the first piece of news, we'll be covering the Fearless Girl statue that was erected in front of the charging bull. The stay of it gets extended for another year. And it's pretty interesting. It was put up in much the same way, like, guerrilla overnight without permission or.
Is that how the bowl was put up?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So it was put up in much the same way. And the guy who put up the bull.
He didn't like the reaction he was getting based on his sculpture. Like, his sculpture was taking on a different connotation with the Fearless Girl, like, looking down at this charging bull. I think it's important last month and that it's still staying, and the stay has been extended. I think the artist behind the charging bull, his feelings about the Fearless Girl statue, I can understand why he'd be I don't know, I don't want to say offended, but I can see why he'd be bothered that his original meaning is being skewed because of it, but also this is an important figure for women, and women don't have a lot of, empowering pieces that we can look to. And I think that the fact that it came out during Women's History Month is a big deal. And I think in the current situation, the current state where women's rights are getting cut down, I think it's important for women to have this as a way to kind of keep your spirits high and keep fighting, I think it's nice, and I think it's very important that it's
even though the context in which it was constructed, as reported by the guy that put up the original charging bull, and the people who paid for the Fearless Girl, I think the Fearless Girl's take on enough cultural significance that it supersedes the origins. So, big deal then, and big deal now, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it'll still continue being a big deal too.
Yeah, so hopefully it stays on past, it's been greenlit to not be taken down for another year, and I hope it stays on as long as the bull stays on, to be honest with you.
So the second item that we're going to talk about is the self-driving Uber test that crashed and then resumed 2 days after crashing.
The original crash was in
March 25th.
March 25th. And they had said that the self-driving car itself wasn't in the wrong, it had the right of way, and it was another driver that kind of lampooned into it, basically. And so they paused testing in both the Arizona, where it happened in Arizona, and they have another test state.
Pittsburgh,
Pennsylvania. So those are the two states they're testing them in, and they shut down for those two states to investigate a little bit more, but 2 days later, it was back up and running. To me, I hadn't heard of this last month until researching for this segment. And I knew Google had self-driving stuff. I'd heard Uber having self-driving stuff, but a lot of politic-related news, I think, kind of supersedes a lot of other news that's been going on right now. But I hadn't heard of the crash at all before today, and you hadn't either, right?
No.
And what's interesting is that the 2 days of pause, the 2 day pause, speaks to a lot of confidence in my eyes to their systems that they have put in place and the technologies that they have right now. They did have the human backup driver.
That makes me wonder how, if they were investigating if they're focusing more on investigating the automated system in the car, or if they were investigating if the person, the backup, the human that was supposed to be there, was actually paying attention and not just relaxing in the car and let the car actually drive itself, because if the reason the crash happened was because, you know, they had the right of way and another car didn't yield. Like, was the person aware? Like was the person watching to make sure of like all, you know, just in case there was anyone else coming, or was he just like chilling in the car, like, oh, this car's got it, you know? Like, so it makes me wonder if it was more an investigation as to why the person wasn't there to help. You know, I mean, granted, if they got T-boned, there's really not a whole lot you can do, but it just makes me wonder if they were investigating the human or the automation.
I'm sure they did both. I personally wouldn't be surprised if they had some in-car cameras. Like, if this is like it's a big deal,
Yeah, that's
you
true.
have to make a lot of people feel safe enough with a automated self-driving car as they do with a human. And I think I would like to think I believe that they probably would have um, some cameras to observe how the human driver goes. Consequentially, at the same time, I think it would be easy to be a little bit more. It might be easy to be more lax,
It's like cruise control.
like cruise control. It might be like, all right, as you said, the cars kind of got it. So I could see both things being a factor, but
Yeah.
we don't know for sure.
No, of course not.
But
Just
these are
speculating.
things. Yeah, these are things you'd be on the lookout for, pretty much.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't such a big deal, but I think it has a lot of connotations, consequences. Like, it says a lot for the future of what's going to happen, because there's a lot of other driver related services that will undoubtedly grab the self-driving vehicle market
Yeah.
in terms of cutting costs and making things more profitable for themselves.
Mhm.
And this is a step in the road. Like, you know, like Uber's testing this. Like, I'm sure other companies might be testing it or looking to see, like, have Uber do the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
Figure out, all right, it can be done. So can it be done? Will people accept this? I think those are some of the bigger
Yeah.
questions when it comes to this type of technology, because with I think like a self-driving car, it can't have any more accidents than a human would have.
Yeah.
It would look better if they could promote it as we were testing this thing for, let's say, a year, and we only had one accident, which wasn't even our fault.
Yeah.
So that looks good on paper when you bring out
It
this thing.
does.
It's like, hey, you know what I mean? Accidents have been had by your regular cab. Like, this is maybe even like marketing pitch stuff that they might do.
Yeah.
But I think it definitely says a lot for the future, especially being that they only had it down for 2 days and they resumed testing right after.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know they had it in 2 states.
I didn't either.
So that'll be it for this week. We'll be back within 2 weeks. Early May. We'll have another just last month.
Just last month.
So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you.
I don't know what the second half of that question. We'll catch you.
We'll catch you.
Get up in mid sentence.
Get up mid-sentence.
I'm not coming back.
You're not coming back?
No.
Okay, well, just in case it's a bad take, so just come back real quick. Alright. Thanks for watching,
Thank you.
and we'll catch you next time.